Let's take a look around a former RAF airbase. It's Silverstone, 3.660 miles, 18 turns, and some of the best corners on the planet. It's Bethlehem for Formula One. This is where it all started in 1950. Get a good exit out of the last corner club, across the line and hurtle down towards turn 1 at Abbey. 8th gear flat out, lift over to 7th, then just coast down towards Farm, back to full throttle. First heavy wheel braking spot down all the way, 3rd gear into Village. Two tight left-handers coming up, the loop as well, which opens up the throttle slightly before a fast attack into Aintree. DRS open as you enter down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands, reaching maximum RPM as well. Fly the car in 5th gear, control the acceleration as well through Brooklands into Lovefield. Double apex corner as well. Be careful not to make the car slide out as well. And attack through a long sweeping right across the National Start Straight at Woodcote. Next up, it's the fearsome Cops Corner. If you can take it flat out, perfect, but don't be afraid to brake and lift down to 7th gear. Attack back to full throttle for the first 2 parts of the Maggots-Beckett complex. Flat out before lifting slightly as well, 7th gear. Beckett requires quite a lot of braking as well, down to 5th gear as you attack onto Chapel now. Open up the DRS once again and down the Hanger Straight. Once again, the engine is singing as you head down towards Stowe, named because of the Stowe School just behind the grandstand. Flipping the car in 5th gear corner as well, down the slight crest down towards the pit lane entrance, in towards the Vale chicane. Brake at 70 metres into 3rd gear, flick the car into the left, then the right. It becomes double almost apex because it leads into club at turn 18 across the control line, and that is a lap of Silverstone. Welcome to RAF Silverstone. This is the birthplace of Formula One, and this weekend sees action for FIA Formula 2. It's the 8th round of the championship. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Welcome to the British Grand Prix watch along. I'm Joshua Boats, alongside me is Synthol and Omi. Jess is trackside, providing us with all the excitement. Formula 2 starts here, 18 turns, elevation change minimal, just 11.31 metres as well, and it is absolutely spectacular. How about turn 3 and 4, down at Village and the Loop, Piastri versus Lawson back in 2021, dicing between each other. Cops Corner, Verschoor versus Zendelli 2 years ago up the inside. Verschoor proving to Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton you can go through there side by side without having contact. And through turn 16, 17, 18 in the wet last year, Druvela hanging around the outside, cutting the corner at Vale, and Pourchaire getting round the outside in a thrilling wet race. So much to look forward to coming into this weekend. The green light is on and practice is underway. The session 45 minutes in length, track temperature 29.3 degrees, air temperature 20.4, 2.2 metre wind speed as well, 52% humidity. Alongside me, Synth and Omi. Synth, it's the British Grand Prix. Vesti leads by 20 points to Pourchaire. Awasa close behind as well, 24 points back. Anything can happen here at Silverstone.
Yeah, it's great to be back at Silverstone. One of the best races of the year, of course, with Formula 2, Formula 3, or Formula 1 as well, of course. So looking forward to this one. We've got some changeable weather as well. It's just a lot to look forward to.
Got a new monitor stand up in the commentary box at the moment, which has elevated our timing tower up, which is quite an adjustment now to see it, because we've got the Channel 4 monitor just below us as well to make sure we don't miss anything throughout the weekend. This is your home for everything. Omi, welcome back. Any news of what you've seen so far as to any news in the F1 TV commentary box? We discussed that a lot in the first session, but haven't seen anything so far.
No, I haven't, but what I will do when we do get to FP1, I've been able to set up that So I'm gonna play it on here, and then I think you guys will be able to hear it on Discord because me and Synth will just quickly test it out before the session. So I'll play it, and I guess we'll find out who's on F1 TV. And then obviously, Josh, we already know Alex Jason's gonna be on there, but I guess you are able to play the audio from
Channel 4
things to see
we
who's
can.
the long things. But, yeah, so if there's a different commentary on F1 TV, then I guess we'll find out when I play the audio in FP1. But doesn't look like we're getting anything before that.
No, it doesn't look like at the moment, does it? Right, we're just going to refresh the commentary tab because apparently it's not working all that well. There you can see it's going to sort of slowly come down on us throughout this timing tower. TweetDeck become unavailable, which is great. Is the MotoGP this weekend? No, it should have been the Kazakhstan Grand Prix this weekend for MotoGP, but that race got cancelled, meaning that we're more dedicated to Silverstone than we already were planning to be. A special 11 a.m. Don't forget, you can join Jess, who is trackside, bringing us all the footage. She's going to join the team. We're going to move outside. Fingers crossed it all works. I've just realised I can't find my ring. Here it is. It's on the desk. I've left it when I was using hand sanitizer. Always use hand sanitizer to make sure things are A-OK. Just trying to get all these monitors working up here in the comments box as well, because it is quite difficult to get everything sorted to where we need to see it. Channel 4 is where we need to be. Nazani on top though. He's done, well, the first sector 122.2, so again massively off the pace, and just all sort of taking their time. Nobody wanting to lose out here on sectors. Nobody wants to miss out on overall runs. Go on.
Yeah, and also it's not really helpful that Ben Everett doesn't use social media too much, doesn't tweet much on Twitter as well, so we never get to hear too much from him, so...
Yes, that too. That too, unfortunately. Just testing it, by the way, we have TV pictures up here in the commentary box for Channel 4. So, there is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens, plus an iPad later. So, if we're ever down or anything, why was it cancelled? The track wasn't ready. The Kazakhstan track wasn't ready, so we couldn't go there, unfortunately. But if anybody ever says we're not going to be prepared enough, I think you need to find out that we've got so many monitors up here in the commentary box that we're seeing everything. Let's have a listen then down the pit lane.
Jack's been very professional, even when we've had issues with the car. You know, he's never once blamed anybody and just stuck to the guns and worked hard to bring it back, you know. So yes, very positive, very professional.
That's Jack Doon, of course, who's out there. I must say, I'll put a photo of it on Instagram. Use the at Joshua Birch 99. But how much is it before overkill? That's what I want to know. Also, from one angle as well, you can barely see the TV monitor. So where Megan's going to be sat, she's got like the timing monitor right in her way. So I'll try and fix that during the weekend as well. But I suppose, yeah, where she'll be standing for the race, she's going to have half the monitor cut off. But she hasn't got another monitor she can look down to. I'd say for race in the pit lane. Theo Pourchaire coming through and Ralph Boschung on the outside as well. So Pourchaire might get a penalty for that, at least a fine coming through. What do you think, Synth?
Yeah, surely this guy, maybe because his practice is going to be a fine. We've seen 3, well now it's going to be 4 race control messages. We started off with it was noted and then it was causing a collision, and they made a correction. Now we've got 2 more messages. Now it says it will be investigated after the session.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. I am wondering how much before overkill. Now, standing up here in the comms box, like I'm surrounded by monitors. I feel like I'm on Sky with the amount we've got up here as well. But at least we've actually got a monitor to keep an eye on Channel 4. And actually, just testing it out where Ian Birch would sit, he's got the best seat in the house. He'll sit where I'm sat here. He can see the Sky pictures, the timing monitors, and Channel 4, all without having to move his head. So it's like a battle station. Megan, on the other hand, who would sit or stand here, can see the TV pictures and more Channel 4, so I think she'll be okay. She can see the majority of things from where she sort of sits and stands up in the comms box. But if she stands up, she's about this height, isn't she? So yeah, she can about see it. We'll bring her in here and see what she likes. Megan will be with us for first practice throughout this weekend as well. Iwasa, who Jess has her eye on this weekend, by the way. Jess is trackside at JP Motorsports YT on YouTube, that on Twitter, so that is where you can go. We're just going to put the link in for that into the chat, because that's the place. Jess is going to be trackside throughout the weekend for us at Silverstone, giving us all the information, a bit like how Synth did last year when he was at Zandvoort on the Saturday. So, and then ran up to the comment box on the Sunday. Still very appreciative he did that, by the way, to get to the comp box. I think it was their F2 last year he managed to get back for.
I can't remember, to be honest, but I remember sending you at least a video
Yes, start finish.
of one of the overtakes. But I'll try to do the same again at Belgium this year.
Yes, you're going to be Belgium as well. That can be even more fun. Sprint race. You're actually going to see a Formula 1 race, not just a... You're going to have the sprint race, aren't you? Are you there the whole weekend?
I'm there the whole weekend, yeah. So I'm
Oh.
going to see the Formula 1 sprint and race, Formula 2 sprint and a feature race, Formula 3 sprint and a feature race, and there's going to be Porsche Cup as well. So it's going to be a lot of races.
Good, that's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to having you tracks over that one and then sending us all those images. Thank you very much in advance. Victor Martins, fastest first and third sector, so it's a 31.9, 42.6. Awasa exits the last corner club and crosses the delta, a 1:43.213 on the time, so very good there. Very good there. Victor Martins, though, Omi crossed the line and goes fast, 1:42.690. Victor Martins, my tip, I think, for a championship this year. He performed extremely well in Austria, as you're nodding your head about that one. Do you reckon that he could be up there, get close enough for the title fight?
Oh, well, if he puts it together, absolutely he can. Also, I think there might be an extra guest as well, maybe, in the commentary box, because the headset's blocking the other side of it, so maybe someone else might be there, maybe.
So the
But they-
yes.
Yeah, because basically, so you have one of these things where Alex is on one, DC's on one,
Yeah.
and then the other one, we have one part of it which is guest, but then the other part is blocked. So maybe someone could be in that one.
So,
yeah.
yes. That sounds to me like they're going to take Channel 4's feed. I'm going to look forward, yeah. Although Synth can always check for us in practice because he's got the F1 TV availability as well, so he can always tell us who's on. If that's the case, that's going to be a lot of fun. The monitor that we're using for Channel 4 is the same as the one that you're on right now. It's the same size, it's the same brand as well. But it's covered in dust at the top, in a thick dust. And it's not just dust as well. It's like clay on the top. It's really, like, it needs a good scrub, really. But it'll get better. But at least it works, I think, is the main point here, which is always good, because that means that we've got a monitor to focus on everything after the last couple of years where 2020, we started doing it, what was it, 2019, we had different monitors for everything, so we're keeping an eye on everything. Thank you to give me that. I just need to get it onto the right TV station, you see. I need to now be careful because the remote I'm holding also controls the other two monitors that you two are on, so I need to be careful.
Yeah.
Let's hear from the top three.
I think it's the beginning of the year we have lost a lot of points in races, either by mistakes or sometimes by bad luck, because clearly last weekend in Austria it was just luck. Let's keep pushing, and I'm still very optimistic that we can turn this around and fight back up there.
Okay, so sounding.
Sebastian Philippe about tail.
Yeah, Sebastian Philippe there as well, coming through. Just adjusting everything. Frasier's on at the moment. Anybody who knows Frasier knows how amazing that series is. It's coming back, you know, which is always going to be fun. I'm just adjusting it as well so that I can actually see what we're on about this weekend for Channel 4. It's getting quite dramatic right now. Be in the golf box. I do apologise if I got a bit silent as I try and get all this sorted. There we go.
Mini just lost his time, so
Oh, not
apparently
him
they
too.
do keep track of track limits in practice here in Formula 2.
So, yeah, lap time deletion. And, yeah, Stanek
Oh,
lost
yeah.
it too. So, yeah, they both got through. There you go. Novalak drops down to the back. So everyone losing out on time. Thing is, I've my eyes now drifting down to the bottom right of the commentary box where it's an episode of Frasier. And I love Frasier. I've got the box, in fact, right behind me. Where is it? Here. I've got the box set of Cheers. Right here, look, in the commentary box. There it is. The series that preceded it. So, just put that back over there. So, yeah, I do love that series. And right now, I know it's they're on the episode Not For Who the Bell Tolls, where basically they think Eddie the dog is dying, and it turns out he's just missing his Barbie doll or something or other. So it's quite a funny episode. Oh, Nizani goes second. Getting back to motorsport, I think is the big thing here. Martins goes top, 142.067. Doing second. Hauger third. Nizani fourth. Owasa fifth. Maloney sixth. Crawford seventh. Porcher eighth. Benedires ninth. Boschong 10th. Fittipaldi 11th. And Vashore, Hadjar. And Jaruvula goes up into fourth place as well. That drops them all. Porcher is looking extremely well here. Ninth at the moment. Exits the club corner, takes across the line, and Tio Porcher goes third, 142.240, a strong time showing on the board. As the Flying Dutchman, yep, says Dear Nat, and Belgium has become a terrible track for F1. I don't know, we've had some, the cancellation 21, but 22's race was okay. I think it's been alright, actually. Yeah, 22 was okay.
I mean, it wasn't the best, it was really boring though.
I think...
Which one? Last year?
22s, yeah. What happened last year in Belgium?
I think it was an okay race. Last year was the P14 to P1 from Verstappen.
Oh, yeah. And, well, yeah, by that 22 was already in the lead, wasn't it? And Hamilton
That's
getting
true.
crashed out. The start was fun.
Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah, the start was fun.
The start was good, but then other than that, I just fell asleep during that one.
But
really
you
nothing
can-
else.
Yes.
I think the races we've had, like Miami this year, was even more boring.
Oh, God,
It
my
was, yeah. So I'm not. You can't really blame Belgium. We've seen some very good races in the past. So I think it still can be a very good track for Formula One.
Let's hear
Up
from
and downs.
Oliver Behrman.
It feels like every good race I do, it comes with a bad race straight afterwards. So yeah, that's been quite annoying, and you know, there's been stuff out of my control, but also a lot of things in my control that I still am not managing very well. We saw in Red Bull Ring, my qualifying was ruined by track limits, and clearly that's all on me.
Oh, there.
Always nice to hear from them as they come through. Let's carry on with what you're saying, Synth.
Yeah, I still think Belgium. I mean, it's very unfortunate what happened, of course, in the other series. But for Formula One, I mean, I think it's still a very good track. That's maybe just me.
Well, personally, I enjoy the qualifying there, but I don't really fancy the races too much, to be honest. I don't know. It's just not I just don't enjoy them for some reason. So I can't really say. I enjoy them in the feeder series though, but I just don't like them in the F1 for some reason.
No, I still think it's my favorite track. So I think we're on very different opinions about Spa here.
I mean, I like the track, but I just don't like watching the F1 races there. I just don't like the F1 races there. So I enjoy the track though, so we can agree on that.
Tell us-
Usually, it's a very good race.
Usually it is, yeah. Historically, it's been a very good race.
Yeah.
Still, I don't enjoy them for some reason, so.
Tell us how you really feel.
I just don't enjoy them for some reason, so. I enjoy the feeder series, that's the only thing I enjoy there, and the qualifying for F1. Other than that, I just don't enjoy them for some reason. It doesn't matter if we get battles for the lead and or whatever, I just don't enjoy them.
Brad says it's a DRS festival. I
Yeah.
think that's...
Also, especially if you talk about DRS Festival, you're gonna go to Austria.
Austria's first 30 laps, the first 36 laps, brilliant bit of racing. The last 30-something laps, 34 laps, dull. Just after halfway. Nothing
That was your
happened.
fault, Josh, because the whole thing broke. So your
Yeah,
fault for that.
so we had a combox failure. So as soon as that happened, the race just went dull, dead. So I think we killed the race. Doing across the line, 141.776. That's not going to happen this weekend though, because we've moved USON to Megan's laptop.
Don't say that, because it can still happen some other way.
The amount, listen to me, the amount of backups we've got this weekend, it's unbelievable. Okay, here's the thing. We lose internet for the skybox, we have the Channel 4 pictures. We lose the main television, we've got the Channel 4 pictures. We lose either of the timing monitors, we've got a backup. We lose OBS, we've got Megan's laptop as a backup. We've got and also Josh T. We have got so many backups in place now that nothing is going to take us off. So we are fine.
Well, it can still take you off for about a few minutes if the whole compost dies.
That's true. Although this is this combox is on a different power supply, so it shouldn't all die. If we lose Sky Pictures, we usually it's internet at the same time, so it could be the internet. That's the one thing. Oh right, yeah. How's it coming through? I've put us on battle screen, so you can't see. I just need you to check this. Is that okay? Everything? Megan's just standing around, just checking around things as well. Just wait. No, the one thing I need you to
Hear
check,
us?
Megan can't hear us, but the one thing I need you to check, Megan, is just go where you're standing for the race. Can you still see everything okay?
Yeah.
So that's okay. You're not going to complain
Right,
to me.
I've got to go.
Yes, okay.
I can
Bye,
see
Megan.
everything. It's fine.
Thank you, Megan. See you later. I suppose you'll turn up when we're doing the... don't forget about the Trackside Live. Literally the world's fastest setup. That's going to be coming up shortly. As I set up everything, because I've got to... In the space of 5 minutes, I've got to set up a laptop, an outside monitor, and everything else. It's going to be quite dramatic. So... stay tuned to what is going to be, I think, the scariest couple of moments on television. Also, I've got to control OBS via my iPad. The iPad's not charged, so this could get dangerous. Let's go down to the pit lane.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I really like the circuit. I think it's another driver's circuit. You know, you can make quite a bit of a difference here. Yeah, somewhere that's always a bit up in the air when it comes to the weather, so things can always change very quickly. I had, you know, very fond memories from last year, getting my first victory in Formula 2, so I look forward to coming back this year and hopefully replicating something like that.
And
Correa.
One man row, Correa is into the gravel trap to certainly bring out the red flag and stop the session. Yeah, I'm thinking Luffield as well.
Or Cops, maybe.
We'll see if it's...
It is Cops.
Cops Corner, yeah, because there's the new hotel section, so it is down at Cops. I think Jess is down at... where is Jess at the moment? Don't know where she is right now.
It was at Luffield, but I think she's moved.
I think she's gone to the BRDC clubhouse last time I saw her. So session suspended, cars returned to the pit lane. Very good, actually, since that he hasn't hit the wall there. He's just drifted off into the barrier.
Yeah, into the gravel trap, so that's good news then for him. Let's see a replay of Correa then. Into Cops, I think he's going to lose the rear end. Yeah, nothing he can do at the moment he lost it. And it's very high speed corner, so it's luckily he spun in a way he was able to avoid the barrier. So, but yeah, he got stuck in the gravel. But I think that could maybe the best possible outcome if you spin at Cops.
Jess is down at the start-finish line. That's where she is right now. So she's at the Hamilton Straight as the red flag has come out. I'm actually buzzing about this commentary box. It's great. Hello to Yano. He says hello. How do you crash in Silverstone? There's nothing to crash into. There surprisingly
that's not
is.
true.
Yeah. There's some high-speed crashes.
I guess more spinning around, stalling the car in F2 and F3. I think
Yeah.
that's-
Well,
and getting
you can-
gravelled.
You can definitely crash in Cops or in Stowe. We've seen like Albon, I think I remember him. I think 2020 in a practice session. But other than that, I think it is quite difficult to hit a barrier somewhere. At least on your own. Maybe with contact, of course, you can find a barrier. But on your own, I think only Cops, but not in Formula 1. In Formula 1, I think you can only hit the wall in Stowe.
I'm just adding that if you go to at JB Motorsports, you can see as well the commentary box set up for this weekend. How much before it's too much is going to be my question. And use the hashtag BritishGP to get in touch. So I've just added that now as well to the comps box. There we go. So how much before it's too much? So I've just sent that to Instagram at JoshuaBirch99, and you can go take a look and then tell us. Jana says, how are you all today? I'm doing okay. How are you, Synth?
Yeah, doing good. I've just had my test week. At least I've got 2 more tests Monday, but I'm basically done with this year.
Brilliant. How are you doing, Omi?
Well, I'm enjoying more of the esports I'm doing now as well. However, obviously I've had a bit of a break due to F1 20. Well, obviously F1 22 ending, F1 23 coming out. But yeah, I'm obviously doing a few only because I prefer this real life commentary. So yeah. But I'm doing well, but that's basically a complete different topic I'm going on about there. But however, I am doing well, other than, as I said in F3 practice, mics giving up and stuff happening. I did get so frustrated yesterday because my mic started working when the PSGO race ended. So that was helpful.
I might just...
And also,
I might just send that Combox image to Alex Jakes and say, I raise you 3 monitors and raise you 7 as well up here. So yeah. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 monitors up here. Sunday will be my 4th time at Silverstone I've inspected. The walls are miles away from the track. Yeah, from when I was there, you really had to zoom in to get your camera anywhere near any of the track. Although the best place I have ever watched any form of car go through, even Formula cars, it was World Endurance. We got up close and personal to Maggots and Beckett's. It was magical. Inside of Maggots and Beckett's, the cars were right up to me. It was exit of the second part of Beckett's, and the wall went right up close to the track. So literally, I was there, and the cars were zooming by.
We're slowly getting there, as you say. Qualifying performance is there. It's getting there now. Our target was to be top 10 by mid-year, which we've achieved. Race-wise, I think again in Austria we had a coming together and damaged the car the first lap, so we didn't really see the true race pace. Again, I'm hoping here we don't have that issue. So he's improving massively, yes, and I'm hoping by the end of the year we'll be in a position to carry him on into next year.
It is a question of how much is too much before we have to sort of say, sorry, Josh, but you're getting a little bit over the top of yourself right now. I just need to pop in for a second, so let's have over to Chris McCarthy and Alex Bundle for a second.
So important is it, the qualifying session. It sets the grid for both races, both the sprint race and the feature race as well. So getting a good qualifying session in is crucial, and he's been in the top 10, which are reversed for that sprint race 2 times now in the last 2 races.
Yeah, I was just about to say, for a driver like Cordeal, the season really takes off for you when you clear that top 10 and then start to get popped on reverse grid pole. Then all of a sudden you have the magic of track position, especially at a track like Barcelona, where it becomes, although we've seen some great races there in Formula 2, where it traditionally becomes ever more difficult to overtake. Silverstone might be considered one of those as well, as we see this incident again for Correa, just overloading that rear left tyre. A little bit of setup, a little bit of driver involved in that one. But yeah, for Cordeal, he just needs to be looking to consistently put the car in the top 10, get popped on the front of the grid, and then anything can happen from there in the sprint race. Or indeed, looking for a sprint race like the sprint race might be tomorrow, where you've got some inclement conditions, you've got some difficult issues, maybe a bit of attrition, and then try to snatch a result on a tyre change or on a clever bit of strategy. But for now, the race pace, I think it's fair to say, and I think you won't mind us saying, has not quite been there for him, as Andy said. So yeah, still ever improving, and that's what these feeder series are for.
Yeah, mixed conditions may be expected, like you said, maybe gambling on a tyre like we saw last weekend some of the drivers do, and Jack Crawford in particular doing very, very well to hold on to that slick tyre and eventually go on to take his first win. But he will be turning 21 years old on Sunday. Hasn't got any points on the board just yet, but what a time it would be for him to celebrate his birthday and get some points on the board. Hasn't raced here since 2019 when he was here with Formula Renault Eurocup. Of course, he missed this round last year, Alex, after building up 12 points on his license, so he was forced to miss this round. So he's got some learning to do in this practice session as well in terms of the track.
Yeah, and a tricky track to learn too. what's Théo Pourchaire looking on the laptop? Looking at on the laptop, I hear you cry. He'll have wheel speed on there, presented as a line graph trace, which will most drivers will be able to tell you which circuit they're looking at just from that trace. So you won't have to show them anything else, and they'll be able to tell you what layout they're looking at. Probably throttle, brake pressure, gear, maybe revs, although that's only normally determined by the gear and the speed. So not too much the drivers need to know beyond the gear. All the basic controls, everything that you can change in the car, they'll be able to see on that laptop. Victor Martin's looking at it as well. And that's just a quick snapshot. What you try to do is take a look along the lap, find the place in the lap where your line diverges the most from the line of the driver you're trying to be, and then home in quickly on the biggest areas. So you'll look at your time delta, which is expressed there as well, and a line that moves up with how much time you're losing in each part of the track, and you'll just home in on the big jumps and try to nail them towards the end of the practice session.
I mean, I know it's a long circuit, you know, the second longest after Spa, a tricky circuit, but where are the biggest areas do you think you're focusing on in terms of being able to make up time around Silverstone?
Anything with a long straight after it, because you tend to then, if you lose on the exit, you lose all the way down the straight, and you always spend more time in the slow corners. So as a percentage of the time you spend, a lower speed costs you more. So you're going at a lower speed for a longer time. So let's say you lose a kilometre per hour in this early Abbey Loop section of the racetrack. It's a very big deal in comparison to a kilometre per hour in Copse, for example. So stuff with a long straight after it, and stuff that's very slow, you'd focus on first.
Exits are key, aren't they, out of those corners, as you mentioned, as the drivers come back out. We'll get these hard tyres back up to temperature before we go again. Let's quickly run through where we are in the top 10. So it's Jack Doohan leading, 1:41.776 is the time to beat. Théo Pourchaire in second, then Fittipaldi in third, Martins in fourth, Hauger in fifth, Bashaw in sixth place, who shot up to fifth in the championship with that win last time. De Reuveler sixth, Behrman in seventh, Behrman in eighth, and then we have Isaac Hadjar in ninth. A good drive through, actually got a podium despite the fact he didn't stand on it in the sprint race last time. And then Otto.
So we are underway. I think Mr. Brennan will need to do his research. Why? What did I miss? What did I miss with Alex? What did he say that everyone's saying was wrong?
What?
I have no idea. So we were just setting up the outside broadcast for the show. So tune in for that. It's gonna be fun.
Did I? Alex Bundle. Oh, Alex Bundle was just talking about a lot of different stuff. Did.
Yeah.
Josh, how was?
Go on.
You can go first.
No, you ask your question.
No, you can go first.
I was going to say we're just setting up the outside broadcast, and it is quite dramatic because I've got to try and do everything outside for the first ever time, and that means leaving everything sort of on, and it's quite risky as well because I think there's going to be 3 commentators as far as I know. So I need to get those 3 screens organised quite quickly. So we might, yeah.
Outside.
It would be me, Omi, and Jess. So me and Omi in the main box, then Jess will be trackside, bringing stuff in, and I've got to control all of that from an iPad.
I think I'm in all of the trackside podcasts this weekend, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good practice for when you go to race day next year, yes. Although we do this a lot, this type of practice. It's nothing too big of a change, but the only difference is that Discord's got to be open on Megan's laptop as well, and I'm in the box, so it just gets confusing up here to try and sort things out. I'm going to move away from the app and move on to a browser source and get all that loaded up, and make sure Jess has her own monitor that we can click on as well. It's going to be chaotic, but it's going to be a fun hour, I think, of talking about it. Tomorrow will be half an hour, so we're going to go out there and get all the fun done. I've got my earpieces ready. The mics are loaded up. We're just trying to work out, the team, just trying to work out whether a headset or a handheld mic is going to be the best solution. I said a handheld would probably be a bit more cumbersome when trying to use an iPad, so a headset would probably be better. So they're just getting they're getting the backup headset ready. Awasa P6 at the moment, 142.351, so he goes up the board. That's at 11 a.m. by the way. 11 a.m. is our scheduled start as well. Jess will be live at Silverstone. Me and Naomi, I'll be outside, so at least we'll still have the sunshine. And it's getting really good out there, actually. I've even got my shades ready as well, so it's going to be a fun hour of just relaxing, talking with you all, and Jess going trackside in beautiful conditions. Really looking forward to it as well. Maloney up to 12th, Portier coming through. I suppose, what are you doing, Sid? Are you going to disappear in the next hour? Are you going to hang around? What are your plans?
Yeah, well, I'll just go, I think, downstairs, get drink a little bit, and not sure what I'm going to do in the next hour. I guess just chill around. Gonna join the chat, maybe. I don't know if we're going to be live, right?
We are going to be live, yeah. Live. With a special Friday show. Megan will be back with us, though, for practice, which is good. And we're currently debating whether or not we want to have Megan host the opener to practice or not. If she's back in town, I'll just make her sit outside in the sun for 5 minutes. Because it's actually a really bad idea, because where I'm going to be sat, there's a nice bench with some desks. The sun's right on it, so I'm going to get hot over the next hour. So you've got to also put on your sunscreen as well and make sure you're not burned. But British Grand Prix, got to get out there. And we'll be doing the same across Saturday and Sunday as well, just to go sort of get us out of the comms box. Dennis Hauger, 5th at the moment, running over the curb at Cobb's Corner. So yeah, do join us for that. Do stick around. The trackside live. If you can't get to Silverstone, or Brad, if you know you're going on Sunday, this will give you a brilliant idea of what is at the track this year. Jess is going over to all the fan zone area and everything, and she's at the main grandstand now, so she'll walk over to Woodcut where everything is and see the big red bus and walk around, give us some footage and talk as well, and give her thoughts on Silverstone. Got an hour to fill, so get your questions in as well. It's like the old days of the F1 forum, so it's going to be quite fun. I'm looking forward to all of the action, and so that's going to be coming up over the next hour here on JB Motorsports on the YouTube channel. Juan Manuel Correa back in the pit lane as now, so the car's been recovered. It's been taken around the exterior of the circuit, because you can actually do that. Where he crashed, you can take it around the right back at the other end of the circuit, over the bridge, and then back to the pit lane. So Correa's car already recovered after causing that red flag. Martins is top. Doohan is... Yeah, is it Martins top? What's happened with our timing monitors?
Doohan is top.
Yeah, Doohan's top for Martins. It's doing that thing again. The timing screen's doing its thing, where it's wrong to begin with. Always the way. Got our Silverstone flag up, though, for British Grand Prix. So we've been kitted out. And we're all set to go. There's Theo Pacher, heart rate sort of in the middle of where it needs to be. Do you know how late I was up last night, by the way? I was up until 1:30 a.m. getting everything sorted, and I woke up at 7 a.m. I had around about 5.5, maybe 4.5 hours sleep, depending on what the time is. Unbelievable stuff. Vesti is sandbagging.
I love that graphic.
I want to own Formula 1. Look how high his heart rate gets in the middle half of the section, because he knows if he messes up, the lap's gone.
We need one for all of the commentators.
Do you know?
Especially you, Josh.
I think I would love to have a live heart rate, because I reckon at the start of the race my heart rate goes up maximum. Like, it must be close to the amount we have to shout and scream about the series.
I mean, sometimes I'm jumping around during the session.
Oh look, it's getting very high towards the top.
Oh, look, it's nearly at 200. I reckon that's at, 180, 190? Very high as he comes through into Maggott and Beckett, sweeps it through, bit of curb, all the rear, the car wants to step out. Yellow flag sector 2. So who's gone off? Martins to the top, 141.653 is the timing screen now, right. Permanent yellow out there on the circuit. So who's
just
made
cops again?
Look at that, he's at 200 beats per minute.
It's getting the highest on the straights.
Isn't that clinically dead? Near 200.
That would be Josh's heart rate when Iwasa made the overtake.
last week.
time
Yeah.
out. Alright, get that
Yeah,
off.
yellow flag.
Got a virtual
So that-
safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
VSC's been deployed. Do we know why?
What's happened?
Martans is I think off the track. He stopped second.
No.
Set. It's Hauger.
Dennis Hauger is off.
So Dennis Hauger, who's running 6th at the moment, has brought out. Oh, he stopped at the exit of Brooklands coming into Luffield, and he's brought out the vote. Well, that'll have to be a red flag because they need to get the car
He's
out
pulled
there.
over.
Yeah.
I can see some tire marks. I'm not sure if he. I think he may have spun and stalled it.
Yeah, he might have
Or he
spun and
just-
then.
yeah,
he
look,
might
you
have
can see the
spun and
tire.
stalled it. Yeah, I think he spun and stalled it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it there.
Yeah.
Done a maybe quick 360 and then just yeah.
I don't think that Lenovo banner is actually there because looking at that, it's turned the block up yellow. So they're going to push it. The car's in neutral. They'll get it away, and we won't need a red flag.
Yep.
We're trying to get a guest on by the way for tomorrow. Get a smartwatch and try it out. We'd love to have a little screen. Well, I'm wearing an Apple Watch right now. I have done since 2019. It has a heart rate monitor. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look, sees. My current heart rate in the comment box right now is, come on. It's 113 beats per minute. I'll screenshot that. So let's see if I can get it up on the camera. 107 now.
I was jumping when Iwasa made that move last time.
Josh, if all real commentators from the World Feed had to miss the weekend and you could only cover them in one series, which one would it be? Formula One. Without a doubt, I would cover Formula One.
Well, I'm gonna add to that question then. Let's just see this replay first.
You're right.
It's gonna be a spin, yeah. Spin.
Aw.
360, and he just.
That's a weird one. Maybe has he just locked the rears? Maybe something happened in the rear. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lost on the way in.
Never mind. I thought maybe something blocked the rear, but it's not. I think he just lost it. I'm not sure how he lost it. It's a weird spin.
It was a really weird
Yeah.
spin.
Right. Well, Josh. Except Formula One, choose then.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna add that.
Okay, so apart from Formula One, obviously, which one would I commentate on?
Well, yeah. Because well, to be honest, I think we're all gonna say Formula One. So I'm gonna add to the question. I'm gonna add to the question and be like, Josh, say something else. That's the boring answer, Josh.
Apart from Formula One, if I could cover one other series across a weekend, I would cover NASCAR.
That's something you don't even cover on this channel.
Yeah, I cover that on USRN, and the reason I say NASCAR is because it's a 3-hour-odd commentary. The discussions you have are brilliant, like what we're doing right now, but the racing is always close, and there's always things going on, and I would quite enjoy to cover a NASCAR. If I couldn't commentate on motorsport, I would commentate on tennis. I honestly, I love tennis. I've done a match last week for USRN, the Murray match versus Penniston as well. Really enjoyed commentating. I love commentating radio tennis. I love it, and I've always enjoyed tennis. So, yeah. Say again?
You just love commentating everything.
I do,
don't you,
yeah.
Josh?
I do the same, honestly.
I was just
Just
wondering.
commentating on everything.
I mean, I've done a couple of football matches, but I can never get into the swing of it. I don't know.
No, same for me.
Yeah.
Same for me. If I had to pick other than Formula One, I would say, I think I would say IndyCar.
Yeah.
And if it's not motorsport related, I'm gonna go for baseball.
Yes, baseball. I've always
Which is
wanted to have a
also
crack,
3 hours
yeah.
long, by the way.
Yes, yeah. Cricket's. I think I'm good in the punditry role in cricket. I think Tom Dillon is brilliant leading the cricket coverage on USRN, and he's doing that right now as well. Coming up at 11 o'clock on USRN, he's doing the first hour. But if I couldn't commentate on anything and be the lead, I would do co-commentary on cricket because I think that was quite good. I would, however, love to do a baseball. Baseball would be brilliant, the World Series. And the World Series called the World Series because it used to be sponsored by the World.
Oh, Novalak is into the gravel trap.
Yeah.
In stone.
Red flag, session stopped. So that is a big lose for the back for Clement Novalak, who had his lap time deleted earlier on in the session, dropped him down the order, and that's going to bring an end with 2 minutes 17 left. That now cancels this practice session. I wonder if, like we saw back in Austria a week ago, they would be allowed to do their practice starts on the grid because you don't get another chance to. Come on, Duan, says Beth. Hello, Beth. Nice to see you again up here for the British Grand Prix. Beth, stick around because in about 12 minutes' time, we're going to be trackside live. We've got Jess, who is trackside for us, and we're going to have like an hour podcast, and she's going to be showing us around all the fan areas as well. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be the place to be for the next hour because we're in a lunch break. What else do you do? We're going to have some food. We're going to sit down, talk to you. We've got some strawberries and cream coming as well. So come and join us. It's going to be all the fun. And Megan's going to try and make an appearance. We're going to get her a microphone if she needs to say anything. That's it. Session will not be resumed. Practice starts permitted. So yeah, exactly as I thought might happen because a week ago in Austria we were allowed to do practice starts. It's exactly what we're going to see here. So that's good. But Iwasa ends the session fastest from Martens, Duan, Leclerc, Fittipaldi, Crawford, Behrman, Pourchaire, Verschoor, Hauger top 10, Hadjar, Maloney, Cordial, Vesti, Boschon, Jeruvala, Nazani, Benedives, Maney, Novalak, Stanak and Correa down into 22nd position. And that is going to be a dig around the track, I reckon. Let's see how we did it then. Sitzel. Oh, he's lost on entry, I think.
Oh, yeah. Catch the end of it, maybe touch some grass in the entry or just lost the rear like we saw Correa do. Very easy to do that in these high-speed corners, but unfortunately we're not going to see the start of the spin. But yeah, that brings out the red flag, stuck in the gravel trap.
So, Clement Novalak unfortunately ends it in the gravel trap, brings out the reds and the checker flags out in 10 seconds time. So this will finish us off. And
I thought you were going to say Formula E when I saw the question.
I would do Formula E, but
you'd prefer NASCAR.
I would it was like if they were missing for a weekend was the question. What would I do? I've got my eye on the permanent Formula E job. I'll have you. That's where my eye is for next season, and then I'll do the F1s alongside and everything else.
Since you do IndyCar.
Yeah, I was thinking either Formula 2 or IndyCar, but IndyCar is of course a longer race as well, and I really enjoy watching IndyCar.
Okay, well,
it's basically just American Formula 1, and sometimes some ovals as well.
Noted that down then, because there might be a couple of races next year I miss for IndyCar, so we'll get you in the comms box as well, alongside.
Well, I was gonna say Formula 2, because that's my favorite racing series.
We'll let
yeah.
Well, Omi, you're getting the lead on the Porsches, aren't you, in Belgium?
Yup.
So that's gonna be fun. Only because you know all the drivers' names by heart. You spent that memorizing. I've done better in the last week, I must say. I've done a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, in Monaco, you'd even attempt anyone.
No, I was too scared to. I was sticking with the ones I knew, and then the ones I could just about pronounce. Because the problem is, that was the first time I've ever commented on the Porsche Super Cup session. That was it. Because in the UK, we don't get the practice, we don't get the qualifying, we only get to see the race. So you're sort of thrown in at the deep end when the lights go out and you expect to know everything's going on. So I spent a lot of weekend prepping for that. And then you'll get into the swing of it.
Yeah, World Super Cup is just really chaotic, isn't it? It spins everywhere. But I was also thinking about saying Formula 3, but I mean, I just still don't know most of the names. There's so many cars to remember, so I'm really struggling still with that. Even though I've been there every single race so far, I think it's Formula 3, and I'm still struggling with the names. But Formula 2 is the opposite. I think I know every car by now.
Yeah.
We should get Central to lead a session at some point.
On what?
Because,
yeah.
Because obviously Jess and John you have. I'm going to do in the Porsche Super Cup later on. I think we should get you to lead one.
Since got the lead in Barcelona with Jess, they were like he was leading that one with calling the start. Which one did you call the start to? Yeah.
I did call a start on one of the Formula 3 races, but I was struggling too much with it because I didn't know names. So I think I'm not gonna do that one again. I would love to lead a start with Formula 2, but
Well-
it's Formula 3 I'm struggling a little bit too much.
I'd like to point out that I don't think I'm here for Formula 2 in Belgium. So I think it's you and Jess again.
Neither
so-
am I.
Oh yeah, you don't want to hear either. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. I just thought that. Yeah. Okay. So it's okay. That's gonna be fun. We'll figure that out then. We'll give you something. There's going to be another race this year. I'm not going to be there for that. You can have probably Abu Dhabi, I reckon. So you can have one of those. Because right now they haven't moved the start time for MotoGP and Formula 1. They're both at 1 p.m. stupidly, which is really annoying.
Whoa. Warming his tires up like crazy.
Yeah, for the practice start
Nearly
procedures.
losing the rear.
Doing up to the line, he's going to line up P2 on the grid. He's turned in extremely late, actually, so he's just about made into the grid slot, but that was extremely late. Rings up the revs. Let's listen in. And away he goes. On the back half of the track. That's not too bad of a start there from Dunn. Looks okay.
Thank God we didn't get Ben Edwards' impression.
Nah, Ben's here this weekend, so I'll leave it to Ben. Okay, well, my thanks to Synth, my thanks to Romy. We're going to head off now, all set to go for the lunchtime show. You can join us for that in around about 5 minutes' time. Fingers crossed everything's going to work out. My thanks to Synth, my thanks to Romy. We'll all be back with Megan Birch for the first practice session of Formula 1. Coming up next is the lunchtime show. Myself, Omi, and Jess bring you trackside at Silverstone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.